People think we just put on clothes and we just walk. Yes, that is it in a nutshell. However, for some of us creatives, it's deeper than that.
What does that mean when you say it's deeper than that?
Being in this industry.
So how was it preparing to walk on stage for New York? What do those
How did it
7,
vary
10
too?
minutes beforehand look like?
I mean, luckily I had,
How did you pull that off? Like, what were the series of events that caused that?
that's where that confidence comes into play. I didn't come this far to get this far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to keep pushing.
When did you start feeling like modeling was something that you could start pursuing?
I think for me, if I can make an impact on somebody else, I feel fulfilled. Whether that's the way that I bring confidence and I can help inspire others to drive for that same level of confidence.
When you're in New York, if a model's watching this, how do you get on the list to
Yeah.
get casted?
I walked for Michael No, and he put me in some really like short shorts. And at first, like, this is when I'm starting to build my confidence. That for me is like one of the pivotal moments where
So we got 7 styles in the building.
yes.
What's
How you doing today, bro?
Doing great. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Doing good.
That's good. That's good.
Doing
So
good.
excited for
You
you
like
to
the
be
outfit
here.
that you got on? You and Colleen are matching
Yes.
today.
It's
Matching.
so
My
cool. My
Right.
twin and them.
At least, I mean, let's just start off with that. Like, you said that was one of yours that you grabbed, right? And what show
Yeah.
was that particular that he walked that one in?
Yeah, so that was an Arizona Fashion Week show, and I don't even know what year it was. What was it? 2023, 2024?
2022?
You're right, 2022. It was at the Phoenix Art Museum, which was really cool because Phoenix Art Museum had never hosted a fashion show before that.
Really?
So it was a very special moment for them, for the models, for everyone involved. And I had him in an all light pink look, and he did such a good job. But yeah,
go.
that was such a sick like jacket. I'm so glad that you have
How was
it.
that show for you?
Oh, it was amazing. Got to walk for COLLEEN, so it was amazing.
Yes.
And then walked for All Saints as well, so that was pretty
Oh, I
cool.
forgot
Yeah.
they were in that show
That was
too.
interesting. You know, they had me go to the store to actually like get fitted for everything.
Oh, that's
Sick.
sick.
Yeah.
Dude, All Saints is one of my favorite. Like, I love going into All Saints. Sometimes I'll grab something, maybe one thing, you know, because
Yeah.
their prices look crazy. But no, that's one of my favorite stores just because, like, I like the look that they have. It's almost giving me, like, the vibe of the jewelry that you have on, too. So, like,
Yeah.
that's my style for
Sick.
sure.
And his shoes are like pink. I don't know if you guys can see this. Like,
Right?
so sick.
Gotta get the whole fit matching.
Yeah.
So which show was that one though? Like before that Arizona Fashion Week show, did you do any previous ones or was that one of your first ones?
So that was probably one of my like first like official shows, I would say. Other than that, I did some really small shows. My first ever show was definitely Arizona Trending. It was hosted by Lamar Cole and a few others.
That was like 2020. What year was that one?
2021.
Yeah.
2021. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you started kind of getting into the fashion scene in here in Arizona. How was that for you? How did you kind of get into the way here?
Yeah, for me, I've always been in fashion. I've been a stylist for over 10 years.
Dang,
So
okay.
all throughout high school, I mean, I was that kid that would show up to picture day wearing a suit. And
that.
I was in elementary school. And so I taught myself how to tie a tie with a shoelace. And I never wore a clip-on tie. I was always about like being authentic. And so,
Interesting.
yeah.
Where did that come from? Was that like your family or that just you being you?
That was just me being me.
Okay.
When I was younger, I really wanted to fit in with everyone and then got bullied because I didn't fit in. And then as I started to get older, I started embracing that and finding my own individuality
Yeah.
and finding that there's power in like not looking like everyone else.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
And that's huge nowadays too. Is like not looking like someone else or dressing the way that you want to dress. Because we were just talking about that on our last podcast. Like back in that time, it was whatever everybody else was wearing. That's what you wanted to wear because you felt like inclusive, like a part of it. So, so you said that you was it like your parents that also kind of helped you with getting like bringing up your confidence, or like how did you kind of start building that?
No, I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandfather, honestly, he had a crazy style. I'm not gonna lie.
What
Like
does
he
this mean?
loved, he loved bright, vibrant colors and all the Hawaiian shirts and
Hey.
Hawaiian shirts is all I needed to hear.
yeah. So I don't know, just kind of seeing him, like his confidence, the way that he would rock it, and like how he any room he walked into, people immediately were like, "Who's that?" And plus, he's like a 6'5" dude.
Okay.
So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
Dope.
That's sick.
Like when you started getting into like the fashion scene or all that stuff, how did you kind of start gaining confidence there?
Ooh, I love that question. I think for me, it's an ongoing process, if I'm being honest. You know, as soon as you feel like, oh, you know, I'm at my peak, the life has a way of like humbling you. And so I would say like gaining confidence is just truly like getting to know yourself better. For me, I really had to do a lot of self-reflection and think about like where I'm at in my life and where I want to be and what are the steps that I can take to get there.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So how did you get booked for your first show? I know that you said Arizona Trending was your first official show on the runway. How did that process look? Was there a casting call, or what exactly did you do for that first show?
Yeah, I went to a casting call. I had no idea what I was doing. I remember talking with my good friend Hollywood and just saying like, hey, can you help me like walk real quick? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Like he's like, dude, you're gonna be good. Just walk. Just walk.
It's such a Hollywood thing to say.
And I'm like, all right. So I just went up there. I walked. I think I just kind of stared at the judges for a little bit. I like looked them in the eyes and was just blinking, and then just kind of walked back. And then
Perfect advice.
Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, I was surprised that I ended up getting an email saying that I was casted for the show. I met with Brenton Jones and, ooh.
Did he style you, or who was
Yeah.
the designer? Was it
Yeah,
Brenton?
so I
Okay.
worked for Cielo Designs.
Oh, okay.
And Brenton Jones as well.
Okay. Cool.
And I met with Brenton, and he asked me like if this was my first show, and I mentioned to him like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little nervous. I'm not as confident as like everyone else here. He's like, I got you. I'm gonna put you in a mask. I was like, I can do that. I can do that. And so I'll have to get you guys that clip, but
Yes.
there's a sick photo of me like leaning forward, and like everyone loved it. I was
I've
doing
seen
the
this
Michael
photo.
Jackson, you know?
Sick.
Yes.
And like that was like your second show with Brenton, or was that?
That was my first.
Oh, that was the first.
So you walked for two designers in the first.
Oh, okay. So how was that experience of like actually being behind the scenes of a fashion show and like them putting on the clothes? Like, how was that experience for you?
Oh, it was amazing. Like, I've been a professional dancer before for 3 years, and so it gave me a sense of rush. Like, I really miss being on stage and performing. And then when I transitioned and got away from dancing, I lost that feeling. And then once I got on the stage, all of it came back to me. And so I didn't really have that like fear of like being nervous or anything. Once the lights came on, plus I had a mask, you know, to like hide my facial expressions. But yeah, it's truly like for me, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a good experience.
It was
Nice.
great.
How did that show help with booking the next show? Like, what was one of the next things that you did after that? Because you said that was your first ever time in the modeling scene. How did you? From there, did you do more photo shoots, or did you start connecting with people, or how did you kind of progress after that first one?
Yeah, definitely networking. I started talking to everyone. And for me, that can be a challenge. And maybe for some others out there, like networking in this industry is a huge part.
Yeah.
A lot of your connections or a lot of your gigs you'll get is through who you know.
Yeah.
So I really focused on like introducing. I was new, so I had to get my name out there. Hi, my name is Seven. Oh, nice. What do you do? Oh, you're a designer. Oh, great. Oh, is it okay if I connect with you? I would love to see your work.
Yeah.
So I was just really heavy on like connecting with everyone.
That makes sense. So how do you feel like from that first show, how do you feel like you evolved like as a model? Like, do you feel like you had steps of progression in your walk and your confidence on stage? Like, obviously you didn't wear a mask every show, right?
Yes.
So talk to us about how that first experience molded you and how you started growing or how you started recognizing that you were growing.
Oh, I love that question. Man, every day it was a challenge of just knowing where I wanted to be and being okay that I wasn't there yet.
That's so
and
true.
Seeing others that were maybe starting out at the same time as me progress a little faster than me, and just knowing like, okay, my time hasn't come yet, but I'm gonna put in the hard work to keep going. I'm not gonna give up. Consistency is key.
Yes.
So just making sure, like, and I would ask feedback. If there was ever a casting I went to and I didn't get accepted, I would reach out to like the directors or the casting judges and say, hey, like, is there any critiques that you could give me? Any feedback that I can improve? Maybe as to why you decided to move forward with other models.
Right.
And then I would take the feedback that I learned and started implementing that in my practices.
Okay.
Grab a big mirror, walk 100 times a day.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. Just like in your like at your house or like is there a certain
everywhere.
spot?
Dance studio.
Yeah.
In the grocery store, going through the
Dang.
aisles.
In the
walking to
grocery
work.
store. Did you ever have like a coach, or did you just learn the process through like YouTube videos, or just kind of doing it on your own?
Honestly, I learned from watching others.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big observer, so I love watching others. And if I see like, oh, dang, they have a really good walk. How can I take what I've learned from them and make it my own?
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice. So when did you kind of start to figure out your style of walk? Like how many shows did you kind of do until you were comfortable with like, this is my default walk? Because everybody kind of changes walks depending on the mood of the show and all that, the theme.
That's true.
So how did you kind of figure out your default walk, or just the one you were
signature.
most confident in?
I would say probably after like my 20th show.
Dang, put
After
in
my
the work.
20th show, like
Literally.
I was finally like, okay, I have like a whole bunch of different walks,
Okay.
a different variety of them that I could choose from, and
you.
just finding like, okay, this designer has this type of style. Let me try and emulate that in my walk, but also how can I bring a little twist that
Okay.
some other people aren't bringing, whether that's like facial expressions or like for me it's definitely bigger than just walking on stage. I'm here to make an impact.
Okay.
And if I can make an impact on somebody else, like I feel fulfilled. Whether that's the way that I bring confidence and I can help inspire others to drive for that same level of confidence, or maybe through storytelling, because a lot of what I do, people think we just put on clothes and we just walk.
Right.
Yes, that is it in a nutshell.
Right.
However, for some of us creatives, it's deeper than that.
So tell us what does that mean? Like when you say it's deeper than that, can you elaborate on what that means?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Being in this industry, it's tough. You know, it can be cutthroat at certain times. You may not have the physique that they're looking for. Maybe you're 1 inch shorter than what they're looking for. And so a lot of it is based off of appearance. And as somebody who struggles with body dysmorphia, that can be tough. And so, like, I want for people that have body dysmorphia or maybe lack confidence within themselves, I want to kind of set that tone of like, don't let that limit you. Don't let that hold you back.
Yeah.
There's power in that, you know?
Absolutely.
And carry that with you when you're walking on stage. You may not feel the best in the moment, but after, when people come up to you and they're like, you were amazing, hold that. That's truly like power.
That's true.
That's amazing.
That's true. How many shows have you done up to this point? Because you said 20th, so I was like, damn.
I've done a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't have them all counted, but it's probably in the 40 to 50 range.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. So which one would you say is like one of the ones that you probably learned the most, or that you were like, okay, this is one of my best ones that I've done? Do you have one of those?
Or like a specific stylist or.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. Don't feel.
He's like,
Don't feel inclined.
That's such a hard question to
No,
answer.
there's a lot. There's a lot
so
of different
many.
types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. Honestly, all of them. Yeah.
No, you don't have a favorite or.
All of them.
He's playing it safe. Okay, that's fair.
That's
That's
fun.
fair.
What about like just the outfit? Did you have like an outfit that's like one of your favorites, or one of the ones that you really wanted to like buy after the actual show?
Ooh, that's a great question. There's been so many. I walked for Michael No, and he put me in some really like short shorts. And at first, like, this is, starting when I'm starting to build my confidence. And at the time, like, I was working out and I was proud of my physique. And he really wanted to showcase that. And so he put me in some really short shorts. And I remember talking to him and saying, hey, I don't know if I'm really comfortable about wearing short shorts.
Yeah.
Do you have any longer ones? He was like, trust me, these look amazing on you. You'll love them.
Okay.
And that whole outfit, I mean, it was a hoodie. I had long boots.
Ooh.
And then after it, like, just hearing that from someone like Michael No, who's definitely made an impact on this industry and now is somebody that I continue to look up to. I love it. I wear short shorts all the time.
Hey.
So that for me is like one of the pivotal moments where I kind of let go of like what I'm wearing on stage. Because a lot of our job is we don't really have control over it. I mean, yes, you can say, hey, I'm not comfortable with wearing this. Cool. However, sometimes you might have to push the boundary a little bit. Put me in a dress, put me in a skirt. I don't care. Like, as long as I'm not in a banana hammock or
Some like crazy thing.
like,
Yeah, what's like the craziest look you've ever worn? What do you think? Or I guess the most unique. I don't know if crazy is
Most
the right
unique.
word.
I wore a pink dress with
Oh my
black
gosh.
leather pants and a hat.
Dang.
Not my cup of tea, but
I don't know if I saw this. We're gonna have to go through the
Yeah.
archives.
Yes.
It wasn't me, y'all. I didn't put him in a pink dress. I know you might think I did.
I wasn't for it at the time, but then after looking back at it now, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that picture. Like
Yeah.
and I think everything, the silhouette of it was amazing.
I think like something that I've always said is a good model can wear anything and make it look really good.
Yeah.
Like you could wear a paper bag and everyone's like, dang, that is the coolest paper bag I've ever
That's
seen.
so true.
And I personally feel like a lot of it has to do with the energy, like you said, that you bring to the runway, which is definitely important. So let's go backwards for a second.
Yeah.
You said that you have a dance background and you're a professional dancer. So how do you feel like being a dancer has transcended into modeling and just being on stage again as a performer, quote unquote?
Yeah. Definitely, like, dance, you practice, you have choreography, you rehearse time and time again until you are annoyed of the song.
Yeah.
And with modeling, like, it's a little different because, it's just you by yourself. You don't have others where, like, you can look over and be like, oh, shoot, I'm on the wrong
Right.
step. I'm on the wrong count.
Right.
This is just solely you. You're on your own. And if you mess up, you take a solo. You don't let the crowd know that you messed up. If you go the wrong way, okay, that's okay. If you're going to crash at 1,000 miles per second,
No, I always say, like, no one notices your mistakes like you do.
Yes.
So it's especially audience members. Like if you're a model and you're watching this, like they're not going to notice if you turn a little bit wrong or like they're not noticing that. They're looking at your face. They're looking at you. They're not noticing the antics. Of course, we may know, but that doesn't mean that they know.
Yeah, you
And I
are
think that's
your
important.
largest critic. Yep.
100%.
So how else did you start kind of getting more into just the flow of modeling? So you started off kind of in the runway scene. Did you start doing more photo shoots, or how did you kind of learn like your poses or just the form that you wanted to model at?
Yeah, definitely reaching out to photographers and local brands, because learning your angles is such a huge thing. Like just knowing like, okay, if I lean this way, oh, that's not really good. Let me show off this side, this profile. Maybe my jawline is better on this side, and just kind of practicing setting up a tripod with your own phone. Like even if you don't have a friend that's a photographer, or you know somebody, as long as you have a phone that can take a good picture, set it up. Press record, create a video, go back, screenshot it, and just practicing in the mirror. And then definitely for me, like I was reaching out to brands and saying, hey, like, do you need any models? I would love to model your clothing if you have like any e-commerce work, or even if you want to do like fun test shots.
Okay.
And then just also trying to be creative, create creative. Being that I'm a stylist, I like to showcase my style sometimes, and just saying, hey, I have this concept, I have this idea. This is what I'm planning. Let's execute it together.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I think the art of collaboration is beautiful when you have like a group of artistry just come together and create something amazing and like execute the vision just like you saw it in your head. So I feel like that's a lot about modeling and fashion in general, is just executing a vision. So what would you say, like, obviously you've worked with many designers, what would you say is like a memorable experience working with a designer, like for their vision itself? Like have they broke down how are they strict on their walk or pose, or do they have like particular message they want to send? Like, do you have a memory of something like that on the runway itself?
Ooh, that's an
Because I feel like you
question.
have. Yeah, I feel like you have.
Trying to think back right now on
All of your
all
3,000 shows
3,000.
that you've done.
Can we loop back to that question?
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, talk to us a little bit more about, I mean, obviously you've been in Arizona, you've traveled to New York, LA, different productions. Like, explain an experience you've had in a different state and how that has gone.
Yeah. New York is amazing. I mean, I went out there a week before the shows. Some of them I had done pre-casting virtually.
Okay.
And so had got selected for a show before I even went out to New York. And then other shows went out to the castings. You're waiting in line and there's thousands
That's
of
what I've
people.
heard, yeah.
Like, it is insane. And you're walking through and you're looking at the line and you're like, how am I here?
Right.
There's so many beautiful people and like, wow, they're giants. Like,
Yeah.
And you kind of have to have that. That's where that confidence comes into play. Like loving yourself and knowing like, hey, I made it this far. I didn't come this far to get this far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to keep pushing. And there's a reason why I'm here. And there's so many people that believe in me. I need to make sure I believe in myself and just keep pushing. And over there, it's different. Like in Arizona, you go to a casting and they have so many rehearsals. They have camps where you can practice walking. They can help coach you. In New York, it's show up on the day, or maybe you'll have like one fitting beforehand, but there's no rehearsal. There's no practicing. It's either you got it or that's it. You're not in the show.
Really?
And so for me, like, it's definitely making sure like you, and this is great advice for others, like even if you're not at the level of New York, that's fine, or others, like put in the work, do your local shows first. Once you gain that confidence, full send it. Go to New York, go to LA, go to London, Japan, so on and so on. Because it truly is an incredible experience. Like I came back with just a whole new mindset of how modeling is.
Wow.
Like there's so many shows where I don't do anymore because of it. Like just being at that level, it showed me a level of professionalism, and that's something I want. I don't want to be at a show where there's people yelling and cussing at each other in the back. Like I want business and professional and creatives being around like-minded individuals, people that are not bringing others down, but rather uplifting.
That makes a lot of sense. So, okay. So explain to us, when you're in New York, if a model's watching this, like, how do you get on the list to get casted, and or are you just showing up? Like, how does that process work? Like, talk us through that a little bit.
If you're a sign agent, that helps. They will definitely, your agent should be pushing you. If you're a freelancer like me, you have to do some research and find out all of the casting networks or the different companies that are hosting the fashion shows.
Okay.
And then take a look at when they have their casting. If they have virtual, submit virtually. If they don't, you might have to spend a little bit extra money and go there a week ahead of time. That way you can attend all the castings.
Okay.
And I think it's very important to, if you can get model coaching, absolutely do. If you can't, again, just ask for feedback. Have a friend watch you. How does this look? Or, from the people that you meet, ask them, hey, can I have a one-on-one session with you? You have a really great walk. And even if they say, well, I'm not a model coach, well, that's fine. Like, there's something you can teach me. And I tell people all the time, like, that want to get into modeling, message me. Like, I will help you.
Flood his DMs.
Flood my DMs. Well, I prefer you get my phone number, but yes.
No,
that way I
makes
can
sense.
make sure I reach out. But yes, I love helping people. That's what my mission is. I'm not here to be bring my success by myself. No, I want to pass it on.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, which did you end up walking for any of those shows in New York?
I did, yeah.
Who did you walk for?
I walked for Art Hearts. I walked for a few different designers. Love for Upcycling, House of Byfield. Yeah, that was two. And then there was two others I can't remember, but
That's okay.
Sick. Were they on the same runway or like different?
yeah,
different...
same runway.
Okay. How was that? Like, because you're so used to being on an Arizona runway with like maybe some of the same people backstage that you've kind of already done fashion shows with. So how was it just preparing to walk on stage for New York? Like, what are those like 7-10 minutes beforehand look like?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, luckily there was a group of us from Arizona that had went out there. So I definitely had some people in my corner.
Nice.
That's good.
So it just, again, this is where that networking comes into play. And for someone like me who can be extroverted but is pretty much introverted and can be shy at times, to just kind of get out of that comfort zone and start talking to people.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable backstage because, if you laugh, that gets rid of the nerves a lot.
Okay.
And also, like, your brain can't determine the difference between anxiety and excitement. So that's that power where you get to choose what you're going to feel 10 minutes before going on stage. And for me, like, just thinking back right now, 10 minutes right before stage was a whole roller coaster of emotions. I'm here, like, I feel like, wow, like, this is a dream come true. I've reached this point in my career where I'm going to be walking on one of the largest fashion stages. And it was just looking back, and I'm like, everyone here is like 6'7", and
Oh my, right?
How am I here? Like, it was such a surreal moment. And it was also a challenging moment for me as well. Because 10 minutes right before going on, and this is my first time ever walking in New York Fashion Week, I look at my phone and I get a text message that my grandmother is passing away.
Oh, wow.
And so for me, like, I had to take a moment, I had to accept that and just process it, and then think about, wow, like, here I am about to walk on stage, do one of the biggest things I've ever done in my career, and I have that information,
Dang.
Wow.
And so I just remember being, I got to do it for her.
Yes.
I got to be strong. And I went out there, I walked, I killed it, and I got off on the wrong side.
No, okay.
Like, I wasn't there. You
Yeah.
know, in my mind, all I
Yeah.
could think about was just like, I got to get home. I got to get home. But I had another designer I was walking for a day later, so I knew I
Okay.
couldn't just go home.
Wow.
And so I was like, I just got to do this. So the whole time I'm walking and I'm not even there.
Yeah.
So, but looking back now, like, again, you know, you're going to make a mistake. If you're going to make a mistake, crash at 100 miles an hour. And looking back at it now, like, I killed it.
Yeah.
You know, even though the circumstances, I wasn't quite there in my mind,
Yeah.
I still killed it. And they really loved having me. And so I'm sure if they didn't like me, they would have told me not to come back the next day. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
What was that second day? Was that same designer? Was it a different designer?
it was a different designer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to walk for House of Byfields, which was amazing. They put me in. Oh, let me talk about the first designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, similar to Colleen, he's into upcycling clothes,
Dope.
Reusable or sustainable fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Sustainable fashion. And he had true vintage, like, military uniforms that were
Dang.
actually used in the war.
Wow.
And some that were not used or, yes, and upcycled them. And, like, that fit was amazing.
That's sick.
Yeah.
To
That's
actually
so
wear
cool.
something that they actually wore and to like restyle that is pretty sick because there's already so much like history and just memories with that uniform in general. So putting that into like a new style, I can imagine that that must have been so dope.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like the boots that they had me wear, they did not fit.
Okay. Were they too big or
They
too
were
small?
too small.
Dang.
He didn't have extra boots, and the only extra size that he had, he gave them to one of my good friends, Tyler Stone. And even those were too small for him. So I remember just moments before getting on stage, we're like, all right, you ready? Let's do this. Cram your toes in, zip it up, and you just got to go. Crunch your toes. Yeah.
Man.
Make it work.
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, well, how much smaller was it in comparison to what you needed? How many sizes are we talking?
2, maybe 3 sizes.
Dang.
Yeah.
And you have to walk normally too,
Yes.
even though it
Oh, yeah.
feels like it's cramming. That's so crazy.
Yeah, so like I had all these things going on in my mind, you
So
know, I'm all
much.
stressed and my feet are hurting, my heart's hurting, like, but you do it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like the people that were actually in the audience, like they couldn't even tell too. Kind of just how we know it or how we were just talking about earlier. It's like you're your biggest critic, like all that stuff's going in your mind. These people are just kind of watching the outfit or looking at the outfit and stuff like that. So they're not, they don't know what's going on in your head or behind the scenes. So
Absolutely.
What do you feel like usually goes on in your head when you're walking the runway? Like I've heard different things. Like I've heard some models say like I literally black out, I have no idea. Others have like actual thoughts. Like where is your head typically at when you're walking the runway?
It depends.
Okay.
For me, there are times where I just black out.
Okay.
I just zone out. You know, I'm in the zone. Got that Zoolander ready. No. I'm just so sometimes I'm focused, like, okay. I try not to overthink.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of go with the flow. Sometimes I practice my poses. Sometimes I don't. I want them to come naturally. And like for me, again, like it's about making an impact with my presence. A good friend of mine, Yano, had told me the first time he ever saw me walk, he was like, wow, like there's a story behind this guy. Like I need to get to know him. Like I was so moved by the way that he was able to carry his confidence and like basically tell a story. Because the type of clothes that I was wearing were kind of like a little bit of a darker, moody style.
Yeah.
And so I could bring some of like my past into my walk, and channel that character. And I just remember him telling me like, dude, you have a purpose in this. Please share that with people. Like, don't ever give up. Bring that with you every time you're walking. Like the impact you made on me made me feel good about myself.
Wow.
And so just hearing that like really made me feel like, wow, like if I'm making an impact on someone like this, how many others am I making an impact on?
Absolutely.
And so, yeah. So for me, like just having that in my mind really helps out with like channeling characters, or like if maybe there's a fit that I'm like, you know, mm, uh, I'm still gonna rock it because it's not the clothes that makes the man; it's the man that makes the clothes. So
it's true.
Is there any situation where you like maybe didn't know like how to proceed, and like if they were fit, like had a fitting on you, or they were checking last minute? Like how did you kind of make your way through there if you didn't know how to help the designer, like what you should do in this situation? How did you kind of go through that? If that makes sense.
It was for a 602 Fashion Week show. The designer had an issue with my wardrobe. It had the seams were coming apart, and we had to make some last minute changes right before going on stage. And luckily, like being a stylist, I always try to bring extra clothes with me. If I already kind of know what I'm going to wear ahead of time, I'm going to bring like curated fits essentially, or quote unquote, that will work well with the fit. That way, in case if I need to swap them out. And in this case, I swapped out what I was wearing. We were able to kind of sew a little bit last minute, and I was like, hey, like, of course, the vision might be altered a little bit. Is there any way that I can still bring this vision to life in the way that you want it to? And like just talking to the designer, being open for changes, and just asking feedback. I think feedback's amazing.
For sure.
Just having that open conversation. Sometimes people are so afraid to like talk to these designers. They're human just like us. Mistakes happen all the time, and you have to always be on your toes, and you got to be ready for it.
No, I think that's really important because, like, from my perspective, when I've been in situations where you've seen me in some of the most chaotic situations in the world, backstage and things, like, things go wrong. And I think, like, from my perspective, like, working with models, the best type of model to me is someone that is just, like, roll with the punches. Like, okay, yeah, let's throw something else on it. Or, like, what about this? Or, like, okay, well, what if, like, I can put it like this? And, like, I like that in those situations because it helps me with the stress of it all, because I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't thought about it that way. And then I'm like, and also the model is having a good time. So, like, I think that's important too, is like, I really do enjoy models that give that feedback. And like, as you mentioned, just remaining positive, because it could be very stressful. Like, if things rip and like they're having to sew things on your body and you're just like a canvas, like just standing there like, I don't know.
Just providing that reassurance, like, it's okay.
Right.
I'm going to rock this.
Right.
You don't have anything to worry about. Like, we're going to rock this together.
Yeah, that's dope. So how, you said you were recently in LA, right? You went to do some castings there. How was that experience?
So I was doing a show. Yeah, it was really good. I showed up with a good friend of mine, Carlos. His clothing brand is Lucky Sevens, which is pretty cool.
Hey.
Lucky Sevens.
Right.
He's an incredible designer. He does sustainable fashion as well. Takes clothes he finds at either Goodwill, thrifted, or even some purchases, and then creates it into his own creations. So I went with the sole purpose of only walking for him, and then ended up getting picked up by 3 other designers.
Dang.
So that was really cool.
Yeah. How was that? Let us know
like,
a little bit more about that.
Tell us the tea.
The tea.
Or I mean, like how did you do that? Obviously, if someone's watching and they're just getting into modeling, like they want to know, like, how did you pull that off? Like, what were the series of events that caused that?
Yeah. So of course, like, here we are, we're just walking, we're talking to like the director of the show. They're kind of giving us a rundown. They're introducing us to the designers. And I think that's such a huge, crucial, like, thing to do, is just go introduce yourself to the designer. Say, hey, my name is Savid. If there happens to be any outfits that you don't have a model for, I would love to walk for you. Or just genuinely, like, I'm not going to lie, because I love fashion a lot, I kind of am nosy. I kind of look at everyone's designs, and I'm like, oh, what you got?
Right.
Ooh, I love this piece. And sometimes if there's one that I really love, I'll not even with like the intention of trying to walk. It's just me being genuine and wanting to compliment the designer on their artwork. And sometimes I've done that, not thinking I was going to walk for them, and then last minute they're like, I got that piece for you, you're walking for me. And at this show, that kind of happened, where there was 2 designers that were like, hey, we saw you practicing walking, we want you to walk for us.
Awesome.
And then another designer was, I had complimented their fits and everything, and they're like, pick one out.
Because the passion shows on the runway. So like if like as a designer stylist you hear like a model complimenting something, even if that wasn't your planned thing, you're like, now I want to see you in it. Now I want to see how you bring it to life. So I think that's a really good piece of advice for anyone that's getting into things, or just like showing up to an LA or New York with one intent and then just networking, like you said, talking to people, using your resources, and just being like in their face in a sense, in a really professional way. So that makes a lot of sense.
How would you say like the communities are different? Because I know we were talking recently at Shannon's event where you were saying like, oh, when I was networking with these people, some of them had like 100,000 followers and stuff like that. And do you see like there's maybe a difference on just the way that you talk to people in LA or New York compared to Arizona? Because I feel like Arizona, people are a lot more open, and I feel like LA mostly is a little bit more, people are a lot more like, or I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Like, I just want to know if it's the same or if people are a little bit more like to themselves in LA. Like, how does that work?
No, I love this question. For me, I try to stay as authentic to myself as I can, be genuine. And so the same way I talk to you guys is how I'm going to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And even if I'm talking to ultra celebrity Justin Bieber, I'm not going to treat him any different than I would treat somebody I just met off of the street. Like, we're all humans, so I'm going to treat everybody with the same. That being said, like, it's very important to hold yourself in a way of being true to yourself, because you truly never do know who you're going to meet at these events.
That's true.
And like there are some models out there that will try to have an agenda and fake a personality, and you know, that way they can try to get themselves in certain rooms. Good for them. For me personally, that's not the route I want to take. If I'm going to have the success, it's going to be based off of just me, my personality.
Yeah.
And if I was to talk about like the differences between Arizona, New York, and LA, like, I think here in Arizona, just because the community is really small, at times it can feel like a home, like a family situation, you know? We're all in this to uplift each other. And then at other times it can kind of feel like, ooh, like you're my competition in a sense. And maybe I shouldn't send this person this casting. And unfortunately, we do have people like that in this industry where they want everything for themselves. And so for me, like just people in LA too, like there are those superficial people that only care about like, oh, look at me. And then there's genuine people like all around in Arizona, New York, everywhere you go, where they just do it for the love and the passion.
Yes.
The money is a bonus, and we're all here to express our art and our creativity. And the cool thing I like just recently at this last show, just meeting everyone there, they don't just do one thing. They're an actor, they're a mom, they're a dancer, a music producer, an artist, an architect. Like, they do so many other things than just one thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. You know, I don't like to place myself in a box. Like, when people ask me, oh, what's your style? My name's Seven for a reason. I have 7 different styles throughout the week, so I don't know.
Right.
Like, I'm all over the place, so it depends on my mood. Like, yeah.
How did you get the name Seven? Let's talk about it. I've never asked you this question, and I would love to know more about it.
You know, I like to believe I was the lucky one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Wow. Okay,
Keep it for a
okay.
mystery.
Wait, so that's not like your real name?
Oh, that's my real name.
Oh,
It
it's your
is
real
his
name.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
just love to like know if there was an origin behind it. Dang.
No, that's fun.
Yeah, we'll keep it a mystery.
Okay, he's a
Yeah.
mystery man. He's a mystery.
I mean, I come from a family of unique names.
Yeah, okay.
My sister's name is Secret,
Oh, wow.
and my mom's name is Honey Rose.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I did not know any of this. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's fun.
Dang.
So what? Actually, going back to the fashion weeks and walking.
Yeah.
What's been just one of your most recent shows, and how do you feel like your walk in that one has just evolved from all the other shows that you've done?
Yeah, I just recently walked for Evolution. It was a production put on by Lamar Cole and Chelsea Ryan. Amazing. Like, they are, like, Lamarck is one of those designers that I am thankful to call a friend. Has been there for me in my life, both in the modeling scene, in the fashion scene, but also in my personal life, and has given me so much great advice. So I'm always will be grateful for him. The production was amazing. Everything was professional. We only had like maybe 2 rehearsals. It wasn't mainly to like it was just to tidy up things.
Yeah.
And I got to walk for Lamarck and for Cello Designs as well. That was really cool. They braided my hair. I haven't had my hair braided in a really long time, so
That's cool.
shout out to them because that was amazing. And just walking for him, like for Cello, like I always love walking for him. It kind of was a nostalgic moment because we talked about Arizona Trending earlier. Those were the 2 designers I first had met at my first ever fashion show. Here I am 4 or 5 years later walking for them again. So just like a full circle moment of like, wow, like all the success I can now come back and continue to do it. And like just knowing that I've built strong connections and relationships with people and being able to sustain them. Like a lot of people burn bridges. That's never been my thing. You know, I'm all about love and passion, and I'm going to spread that any way that I can. That show specifically, like talking about like my progress and my progression of like my walk, just giving different variations because Cello's designs, they're like an elevated streetwear. I would say so, like very luxurious, you know. If I'm putting this on, best believe I'm turning heads. And so to bring that kind of like hip hop, like swaggy type of style, you know. And then with Lamarck, kind of bringing like a different elegant feel. And he had me in this amazing like red flowy. It was just, it was a masterpiece.
Yes.
Sick.
And Lamarck, he always tells me that like any fit he puts me in, some of them he creates for me, and they are based off of things that he saw me wear.
Wow.
That he was inspired by.
That's so cool.
So to hear like, it's a rotating, because I'm inspired by his designs, and then he's inspired by like my styling and everything. Like it just brings a different level of like happiness. And we talk about like, you know, being confident and like having that mindset of things go wrong during shows, you know. 10 minutes before that happened, I don't know why things
It's
like to
always 10
happen.
minutes.
It's always 10
Right?
minutes. But I felt the worst back pain.
Oh no.
Yes. But I had to, you know, go out there and just kill it for
Is there a
Lamar.
time where you haven't had an issue 10 minutes?
Yes, there has been. Yes. But no, like, you know, life happens.
Yeah.
You know, you can't let life get in the way of pursuing your goals. I don't say dreams because dreams are sometimes unattainable, whereas goals are accomplished.
Yes.
You can accomplish. And yeah, you can't let life get in the way of it.
Nice. So how you would you say that walk was like just one of your favorites so far? Because you said that you had that thing in your back. Was that Like even though that happened, did you still feel like you like rocked that runway? You still did like made it still the best? That's awesome. Yeah.
No, definitely with that outfit, I felt like I had to bring a level of angelicism.
We need to pull the video from this for sure.
Right.
Oh, there is a video where you can actually see. So I had planned on putting my hands inside of the, I'll say, gown. I don't know how to properly say it. I'll say gown. I had originally planned that. Okay, so I wanted to walk out with my hands in and then put them out. And so I wanted to make sure that I was giving like a really like serious kind of heavenly walk, like I was floating.
Okay.
And I was able to achieve that. After posing a couple of it, my back decided to say, "You thought we're gonna hurt." And so you actually in the video, you can see me like holding my back for a few seconds to kind of like brace for it and push myself up. And then I just relaxed and then kept going.
Wow. Right. Everyone probably thought that was part of it.
Yeah.
They just thought it was part of the vibe that you were bringing to the runway.
Yeah. That's funny. That's awesome. So how did you kind of tell the difference between those two walking styles? Like did Lamarck tell you like, hey, I want you to walk more like this? Or did you just feel just by the way the outfit looked that you needed to change up your walk?
A lot of it is just based off of the feel. You know?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like if I put on a streetwear style, okay, I'm not going to give a really serious high fashion Alton Mason walk. I'll take pieces of like what Alton Mason does and kind of incorporate that into my walk, but I'm going to bring more of like a swaggy, like hip hop style. And that's kind of where like my background of being a dancer comes into play because I've done different genres of dance. I've done ballet, I've done jazz, tap. My main two were contemporary and hip hop and breakdancing, popping, locking. And so I always try to bring all of those styles into my work as being a model. And I definitely feel like that helps a lot. And if I'm wearing something like a suit, okay, well, I'm going to be very sophisticated.
Right.
And with like something a little bit more edgy, okay, you know, I could bring some like creepy edgy, you know, and so just based off of like what I'm wearing, I embrace that character.
That makes a lot of sense. So I know you're gonna hate me for this question, but I'm gonna ask you, didn't you like perform in a Super Bowl as a dancer or something like that?
No.
You didn't?
No.
I thought you did.
No.
I thought you danced with Rihanna.
No.
No?
I was supposed to.
But you got casted for it.
I was sick.
Oh no! Well, he literally was supposed to walk in that show.
But
dance in that show.
My brother did. Hollywood.
Yeah. But you guys both came in the fits. I remember that. I remember that whole situation.
I was a backup dancer for the baby. There's a music video out there you can watch of me being right there.
Sick.
Not hard to pick out. The only white Mexican in there, so you could spot me real quick. I've done work for many different artists out there, and that's something I take a lot of joy in. Still, I still do music videos. I just recently did a music video for Sam X. Shout out to Sam X.
Sick.
They're killing it in the game right now, and I always enjoy like just tapping back into that because that's still a piece of me that I love.
And you bring it on the runway. Like you said, you create characters. So I feel like that isn't talked about enough is like your dance background has a huge play in the way that you make characters on the runway. I'm sure that's a lot of why like designers want to cast you because you're creating these really unique personas when you're walking.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it. I mean, acting is one of those things that since I was a kid, I've always wanted to get into.
Okay.
In high school, I was in theater and then unfortunately had a brain injury where I had temporal memory loss and minor damage, and I struggled memorizing lines after that.
Okay.
And so for me, like losing that part of me of thinking, okay, this is the career I'm going to take and this is what I only want to do in my life. But now I have something that happened to me and now I can't pursue it. I shouldn't say can't because that's something I'm working on is getting my brain right.
Yeah.
Trying to memorize lines. But just knowing like that will still happen just when it's ready.
Yes.
And being patient and knowing my time will come.
In due time.
And just really focusing on the skills that I can bring now in the industry that I'm in currently. Like I do commercials here and there. There is a commercial out there that has gone viral of me.
What is it?
It's not. I love the commercial.
Tell us.
He loves being a mystery.
I know. I'm like,
He's like, it's
like,
just
tell
this,
us
this.
these things. We're on a podcast. Tell us the tea.
Okay, yes.
People are in it right now. We're like 45 minutes in.
Here's the juicy part, and it's juicy because it's a little gross.
Okay.
It's not necessarily something I want, like, I'm proud to, like, have out there, but...
Sign language? What are we doing here? Tell us.
Sign language, no. I develop a lot of earwax, okay?
Okay.
In my ears, and I somehow got casted for an earwax commercial.
Oh my god.
And it's called Otoset. It's where they
Okay.
would put this headset over your ears and it shoots water to get the earwax out.
Okay.
Well, that blew up all over TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And now I have people sending me this and saying, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
We need to find this clip.
Yeah.
And I meant
That's
sign language. I want to
crazy.
emphasize. I meant sign language as like, are we gonna like be secret about this? You're gonna tell me in sign language, like we're like.
No, I mean, it was really fun. The whole team there, they were just very professional. And
Yeah.
They were like, "Okay, you might feel like a little bit of sensation, and it's really quick. It happens in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a new healthy alternative of them sticking those metal things in your ear."
Yeah.
And so, like, I shot it, didn't think anything of it, didn't even know when the commercial came out. Literally, I was at work, and my coworkers were like, "Hey, I saw you on TikTok," and I was like, "I don't post on
What?
TikTok. What do you mean?" They're like, "No, I'm pretty sure I saw you." They pulled up the video, and I'm like, "It came out?"
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
and now,
crazy.
like, now I have like people in the industry, people not in the industry will send me that.
Is it
commercial.
airing on like TV also, or is it just on socials?
It could be. I know they told us that it would be aired on TV as well, on the news, like.
You're about to blow up.
And like my aunt that lives all the way in like Illinois sent that to me at like 2:00 in the morning and was like, "Hey, you came across Facebook," and I'm like, "Oh boy,
Is it showing how much wax you have in your ears?
yes."
Okay. Okay.
It was on Dr. Pimple Popper. Yeah, she had posted it. Dr. Earwax. Yeah,
I feel like I need to get my ears cleaned now.
talking about my ears,
No
but
way.
no,
Now I
I'm
feel like I
kidding.
need an ear cleaning. Okay, wait. So talk to us, like, how did you get that gig? Like, talk to us a little bit about how that process worked, or how did you get involved in that amazing, famous commercial?
Yeah, there was a makeup artist and a photographer that I've worked with. She works a lot with brands like Pacific Beauty and
Okay.
And I remember asking her, or I've done a shoot with her before, and it was for Mainland. That's where I had met her. Excuse me. And just she was impressed with like my personality. I showed up for the shoot and I had fun, and I made sure that other people that were maybe nervous, I got them to laugh
Are you a
a
Leo
little
by
bit.
chance? Sorry,
Huh?
go ahead. Are you a Leo? Mystery.
Maybe.
This is a podcast.
Maybe. Yes, I'm a
That's
Leo.
what Leos do. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
No, we like to like
Make it a
uplift
good
the
time,
energy.
yeah.
Make it a good time. Leo to Leo, we know.
The mystery of it all.
Yes.
He's like, I want people to know.
Yes, I'm a Leo. So yeah, just making that connection with her, and then I did a couple of other shoots for her. She then sent me. Well, first she had asked me like, "Hey, have you ever had a lot of earwax? Have you ever had your earwax removed?" And I was like, "That's a little personal." Yes, I have.
It's like I'm a mysterious person. Why are you asking me this?
And so yeah, I filled out a form, and the next thing I know, okay, I'm in the doctor's office.
So when did you start feeling like modeling was something that you could start pursuing? Like, how many shows did you do, or just when you met like a certain person that you were like, I can actually turn this into something?
Can you elaborate on that?
Just like when you started getting paid, let's say, because a lot of models, when they start, they're doing a lot of things for free, you know, like hitting up people for free photo shoots. At what point did you start actually getting paid to do this and start having that mindset like, okay, maybe I should start doing this more if I'm getting paid for it?
Yeah.
You know?
It was definitely after I started building traction in either 2023 or 2024 through Arizona Fashion Week. They would have like model competitions, and I had won Model of the Year for the Arizona Fashion Week. And there was another show I had won Model of the Year. I've won Model of the Year for 3 different shows.
Light flex.
Yeah, right, life flex. It's like, it's not much.
It's all credibility.
Something light. Something light.
And after that, like, I started getting traction from like people. People started coming up to me and like, dude, what? You were amazing. Like, and I'm over here like, thanks. I appreciate you. You know, just kind of being my little humble, shy self.
Yeah.
And like, I never let it get to my head. You know, it's always been, okay, yeah, I just won an incredible award. I got this trophy to put on my shelf that's going to collect dust if I don't dust it because I'm lazy sometimes, but I'm busy. Like, what's next? What can I do next? How can I still improve? Because if you have that mindset of like, oh, I don't need to do anything, like I'm the best, there's going to be somebody who's working harder than you that will replace you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that, like, I'm a firm believer and obsessed of the fact of like, I will never know everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a student for life. And yeah, just slowly after getting traction with Arizona Fashion Week and like starting to go to LA Fashion Week, go to New Mexico, go to Texas, go to Vegas, and people were seeing me. Like, a lot of people don't know, but like, I don't really have a social media presence. I haven't posted my work and my content in 3 years, going on 4. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a social media person, and I'm working on that. That's my goal for this year, is to start posting my content, because I have so many Getty images that I've never posted. I never posted that I was in New York Fashion Week. I never posted the Gettys I got from LA, like, or from Arizona Fashion Week. I might post on my story here and there, but I rarely ever post on my actual Instagram, which, when you think about it,
It's a portfolio.
it's a portfolio. That's your resume. That's huge.
Yeah.
And like, that's how you gain traction and like where people will start to notice you more. And like, these are all things I'm aware of now, but as someone who like struggles with body dysmorphia, like, I didn't see myself the way others saw me.
Yeah.
And I battled with myself with that. And you know, I'm an open person. So like, I love talking about my struggle.
Private? Private?
You know, I am private.
I'm open but private. That's a
I'm
good
open
way to
but
put
private.
it.
Yes. So like, personal stuff I keep.
Yeah.
But if there's a way I can share about my private life that can make an impact on somebody else that might be going through the same thing, that might not be at the level or that they want to be, like, please, I'll share my knowledge so that you can get there. And I'm an open book and would love to help anyone. And so, like, for me, like, social media, and that's one of the biggest things I struggle with, but I've been able to build a name for myself.
Yes.
Where even though I lack in my social media presence, people know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
In
matter.
real life.
In real life, and they know me not just through a screen.
Right.
They know who I am. They know my character. They know like my authenticity. They know if I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing I'm very grateful for. Is like, now sometimes I don't even cast. I just get pulled for shows.
Honestly, that's something that a lot of people need to hear too, because like, it's because you've gone to so many shows, you've met so many people that, like, again, like how you said, people just already know who you are.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of people who are just starting, they'll maybe do a couple shows, and like, if things don't go well, or like if they don't get casted for something, they'll just like quit it, you know? But like, it's all about going through the process, like showing up at events, showing up just in general, so then people can see you and your personality. And from that you kind of learn and get better
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, no,
that's
I
really
love
good
that
advice.
you mentioned that, because that's huge in everything that we do. Yeah, you're going to be discouraged. There's so many times where I'm like, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna quit. You know, I'm not tall enough. Like, I'm 5'10". Well, if they want me to be 6'1", I'm not 6'1". I can wear
Right.
heels when I wear heel boots. Yeah, I'm 6'1". But sometimes they want me to wear sneakers or be barefoot. Like,
Right.
yeah, I don't have the height that the industry is focusing on, I should say. But how can I bring a level of, like, just like, when people, my goal has always been that, like, it doesn't let me not let limitations stop me from being successful. Let me bring something that they're like, I don't care if he's short, or, I mean, I'm not short, but, like, you know, some people say short.
You're not short to me.
Man,
Thanks, right?
in the fashion scene, dude.
In the fashion scene.
Hey, imagine me, bro.
Yes. And, like, where they don't care. They're like, I don't care about that. I'm gonna pick him.
Right.
And just being, like, strong-willed, like, keep going, not giving up. There's so many times where I've heard no. Does it hurt? Yeah, I might cry a little bit, you know? Take 10 minutes, cry, brush it
Oh,
off.
it's always
Yeah.
10. That's more. That's more gaining from this entire
10.
podcast.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
You know, if it's not 10, it's 7. So,
Hey.
Right? That's funny.
but yeah, just being, like, persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard so many no's, and I was crushed by it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not good enough. But you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's truly, like, the most important thing that will keep you going, where others, like, I heard recently, like, there's people that are trying to do the same thing as you
Yeah.
that may not be as talented or as skilled as you, but are having more success in it because they are doing it.
Yep.
And they're willing to suck for a really long time until they get better, versus you, who is planning and, like, who has the talent, who has the skill, but is over procrastinating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is just like, okay, well, I'm going to put it out there when it's ready. It's never going to be ready. And, like, people love authenticity, so they want to see, like, where you came up from.
Yes.
It's okay if you make a mistake. Okay, yeah, that was cringe. Okay, I just recently did a commercial that I thought my acting was horrible.
Are you talking about the earwax or talking about something
No,
else?
no, it was for Form Runner, for
Okay.
Mosh Pick. I did a commercial where I was playing. It was a parody, so it was supposed to be meant to be funny and goofy.
Right.
And you know me, I love being goofy, and so I got to play this guitarist that thinks they're performing in the show,
Okay.
but everyone's like, oh, "You're not performing," and I'm like, "Not yet." And, like, the way I did it, though, I was supposed to, like, be kind of like, "Not yet." But I don't know. The way I did it was, like, cringe. I don't know why. And I feel like I did other takes where they were a lot better, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, they just chose the one.
Yeah, but, like, you know, and I thought about, well, maybe I'm not going to post that because I don't want people to see and make fun of me. But at the end of the day, like, who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah,
No one's thinking
honestly.
it like you.
Yeah.
I always used to say when I first got started too, like, listening to myself on video, especially, like, listening to your own voice, to me was so cringe. I was like, oh, I hate it. And then it's like, yeah, but, like, you do public speaking, you do yeah, it's still cringe to me. Like, it's
Interesting.
still, and
Yeah.
I still post it, and I still will move forward with it because nobody thinks it's cringe like you do.
Yeah.
It's just not the case.
That's, like, so interesting coming from you, because every time I think of, like, that, like, confident person who
Yeah.
could, like, be our next president, I'm like, Colleen. Colleen.
Colleen for
Like,
president.
And
Colleen
we
for
trust.
president. 2028. Yeah.
No, I am not making announcements.
Like, just the way you carry yourself,
Yeah.
like, the way you can speak, and, like, you don't leave dead space.
Right.
Like, you own it.
Yeah.
So, like, even just hearing that, like, gives me a sense of like I struggle with speaking and like talking. I get nervous and everything. And even right now, like I just got done being sick and didn't know if I was able to do this podcast.
He literally couldn't talk like 3 days ago.
I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
So like I was talking like, you know, the lady from SpongeBob. Chocolates. I hate chocolates. Yeah, that was me.
Oh my
but
goodness.
Worse. So I'm still recovering like my voice right now. So if I'm a little raspy, that's kind of why. But like just like gaining like your insight, how you still kind of deal with that.
I do.
Like how you have that humility, like that humble to you is like inspiring to me. Like that's, again, I take inspirations from other people that I can learn from. Even though she may feel this way, she's still able to project herself in a way that I would have never guessed that.
Same with people with you though. Yeah. That's the whole point. Like everything you talked about in the podcast, like thus far, people would probably never know that you felt that way about yourself, you know? And that's very inspiring to people that are getting started. Oh, yeah. Because we're our own worst critics.
Especially in this industry where people think everything is perfect. You know, they see the picture or the video and they see just that and they think it's like perfect. But like, there's so much that happens behind the scenes and like that's what we love to hear, to talk about is that exactly like what happens before that runway moment, you know? So no, that's super good advice. So what do you have coming up next? Like, what is the next show that you got, or do you have any photo shoots coming up or commercial coming up?
Earwax commercial? Yeah, no. I was supposed to be taking a break from modeling, actually, mainly because I had a lot of health things going on and was placed on some pretty strong medication that, like, made me gain a lot of weight in my face and in my stomach, and I wasn't able to work out. And again, this kind of ties into like that body dysmorphia. Like, if I'm not operating at a level of confidence, like where I want to be, sometimes I decide like I want to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward. You know, and so I was supposed to be taking a break. However, a lot of people have been hitting me up to be in shows, and like I'm like, okay, you know. This is that moment where I'm like, this is that impact I want to make. And hopefully I can inspire others to think the same way. Life is going to happen. You're going to have hard things happen to you. You got to push through it. And that's really that resilience comes into play. Like that's what's going to separate you from those who are willing to fail and continue or go through the hardships and have that level of success. And once you get to that level of success, like it's like amazing because you know the battle, all the blood, the sweat, the tears that took to get there. So like right now, I'm working on. Should I keep it a mystery?
I can't stand 7 right now. The mystery is crazy.
If it's for like other people that you have stuff, then probably I would, if you want. But if it's like for yourself or something that you have planned coming up,
all I will say, coming soon, either 2026 or 2027, you will see. One of my own productions.
Hey, that's so exciting. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
So I'll be working on that.
That's awesome. No, one thing that I actually do want to say that we were talking about earlier is like the progression that you see just people in the industry too. Because like, I mean, I've known you now since that first show. So 2022, 2023. And again, like just through this time, like I've met so many people, COLLEEN, that like I met like a lot, like 5 years ago, and now they're still doing big things and they're still doing their thing. And some of them, again, like have their own brand now or they're doing their own events. And I'm like, this is so cool because I met them when they were just starting. So I also love seeing that progression of like people that are in the industry that are still putting in the work and that are making it work out for them, you know? So I think that's super cool.
I was going to keep that a secret, but now that I think about it, like saying it on camera will motivate me to actually do it.
Yeah, and we don't have to clip this part. So like if they're just dedicated to watching this podcast, they've gone to this point in the YouTube, then
Cool.
We might use it as a cliffhanger,
Yeah.
but it won't be like the announcement will have to be if you've gotten this far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the whole point, right? Like if someone wants to know you on a deeper level, this is the spot to be. This is the place where they can know you on a deeper level, understand where you're coming from versus just seeing you on the runway and seeing that side of you and that strength and that there's other layers of you that I think you've done a great job of sharing today, and even though you've stayed a mystery at the same time.
Gotta keep some things private.
You gotta keep some things private. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited. I'm actually meeting later today with my brother Hollywood. So we'll see. We're gonna start working on some stuff.
Some scheming is happening.
Some stuff, yes. So I'm excited because it's a way of storytelling. I'm a storyteller at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And, you know, whether it's dancing, you know, you're expressing your art, your creativity through movement or expressions. You know, if I'm dancing to a sad song, I'm going to have sad facial expressions.
You tap in.
I'm going to pull out that emotion that may pull out an issue that unresolved that you may be running away from, you know?
Yeah.
And in the back of your mind, you're watching me dance, and then you're like, all of a sudden, your mind is like drifted to the spot where you're like, wow, I just thought of this and I need to work through that.
Wow.
Something like that. You know, I want to bring that in my show.
Yes.
Where I'm telling a story of my life, because a lot of stuff that I've gone through, maybe other people have gone through it.
Yes.
And I want to show, like, no matter what you go through, don't ever let it bring you down.
It's your testimony.
Yes. Learn through your pain.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah.
No,
So
I love
true.
that. I love that. And just to end off, where can people find you? Your goal is to be on social media more this year, so let people know where they can find you.
Find him wherever he's at in person. Y'all have to figure it out.
Find me where I'm in person.
At networking events.
Come find me. Talk to me. I promise I won't bite. 7 Styles. Styles spelled STYLZS.
Okay.
Okay. Replace the E with the Z.
Okay.
Styles. Sick.
That's the same social media handle everywhere.
Okay. Amazing.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being on. This was incredible, and I'm so excited for what's to come for you in 2026 and 2027.
Yes.
So,
Right.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate both of you.
Thank you so much.
This was great. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down if there's anything that really stood out to you about the story here today, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye, guys.
See you.